Hi guys, I hope you're okay, and thank you guys for joining me tackling this question paper. And I really hope that guys I'm helping you out preparing for your final examination. I'm just going to answer this question paper. It's the grade 11 mathematics paper 1. It was a final examination written in the year 2023 from the province of Eastern Cape. Are we together? So I'm just going to answer these questions, and please note that guys, there will be 9 videos after this one. Just click the link on the description below. It will take you straight to the playlist that has a full memorandum. You can answer the questions with me. If there are things you're not sure about, please do not hesitate to ask. I'll definitely come back and help you guys. Just stay with me right now as I'm going to answer question 1. Okay. Question 1, I'm supposed to solve x, right? 1.1.1, I'm given an equation which is already in standard form, so I don't have to worry about anything. All I need to do here is to just factorize. Are we together? So there is something common between these two terms, right? X is common. Are we together? On the first term, I have 2 of them multiplying one another, so I'll be left with 1 of them. And then on the second term, I'll only be left with a -3. Okay, now I have 2 things multiplied and the answer is 0, which simply means either the first thing could be 0 or the second one could be the one which is 0. So x is 0 or x is equal to a +3. So x is 0 or x is equal to 3. Okay. Now let's move to question 1.1.2, right? I'm supposed to solve x and I have brackets. There are rules of solving x, guys. Whenever I'm supposed to solve x, I don't want to have brackets, surds, and fractions. Are you together? So in here I have brackets. The first thing I need to do is to remove the brackets. How can I do that? The number that is multiplying the bracket will multiply each term inside the bracket. Are you together? Such that we'll have 3x squared plus x is equal to 5. And then I must put everything to be in standard form. I have 3x squared plus x minus 5 is equal to 0. Are you together? Okay, now everything is in standard form. The value of a is positive. The next step for me is to factorize, and if I cannot factorize, I can simply use the quadratic formula. In this case, I cannot factorize because I cannot find the rational values of x. That simply means I must just use my quadratic equation. Are you together? There are only 3 things that I will need for my quadratic equation. I will need the value of a, which is anything in front of x squared, the value of b, anything in front of x, and the value of c is any term that does not consist of x. Are you together? And then I'm going to use my quadratic equation, which simply says x is equal to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then x -b plus minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You just need to punch your calculator here, guys. Please note that you have 2 signs here. That means you are going to select one sign at a time. Okay, I'll simply have -1. For the first solution, I'm going to select plus, plus the square root of 1 squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. So this will give me x is equal to 1.35 0.04. So I can simply round off this thing to 2 decimal places. I'll have 1 point x will be equal to 1.14, or x is equal to, now I'm going to use the negative sign there, negative 1.47. So these are my solutions here. X is 1.14, or x negative 1.47. Okay, and then now now we move forward. Okay, we have excuse me, now we have an inequality to solve. Now we have 2x squared minus 5x plus 3 is less than 0. Everything is in standard form. The only thing I need to do is to factorize here. Now, so I'll simply find my factors. 2x, x, I'll have 3 and 1 over here. Since the sign is plus there, it simply means my brackets will have the same sign, but not just any sign, the sign of the middle term. Minus and minus. And then the following step, I need to find the critical values. The critical values are the x values that when I substitute in this expression, they will give me an answer which is equal to 0. Are we together? So therefore my critical values, I'll just write them. X is equal to 3 over 2. Another one, x is equal to 1. After writing down the critical values, just place them on the number line. You'll have 1 and 3 over 2, right? Both of them are not included because there's no equal sign there. Are you together? So we're just going to do this. Now, the important thing that you need to check is the number in front of x. Do you have numbers which have the same sign or not? I have a positive 2 here and a positive 1. So the numbers in front of x, both of them have the same sign. So that simply means I'll put a plus here, minus and plus there. Are you together? If they had different signs, I was going to put a minus here. Are you together? Please note that, guys, after finding the sign that should be there, to going forward, it's going to be easy, because the minute you jump a critical value, the sign has to change. Are you together? If this is plus, I have to say minus here and plus. Are you together? Okay, in this question I'm looking for anything that will give me something which is less than 0. Less than 0 means negative. Are you together? Where do I see negative on my number line? When x is between 1 and 3 over 2. So that will be my solution. X must be between 1 and 3 over 2. Okay, now I need to move and do now I need to move to 1.1.4. I'm supposed to solve x now, and I have sets. The first thing that I should do is to remove the set, right? I have 2 x plus 2 is equal to x minus 1. Okay, the first thing that I need to do here, guys, is to make sure that I remove this set. Since I have a square root, that means I must square both sides. Are you together? And the square will not only affect the square root only on the left hand side. It will also affect the 2. So basically I will have 2 squared, which is 4, and then I'll have x plus 2 because I've removed the square root. Are you together? Then on the left hand side, I'll simply have x squared minus 2x plus 1. Then now I don't have sets, right? But I still have fraction. I still have brackets rather. Are you together? So the next step, I need to remove the brackets by multiplying 4 with each term inside the bracket. 4x plus 8 is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 1. Then I must make sure that my equation is in standard form. I'll simply have x squared minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. What I will do is to take the 4 to the other side. It will become negative 4x, and the 8 to the other side, it will also become negative 8. Right, together, and then I'll end up having x squared minus 6x minus 7 is equal to 0. Then I want the factors of 7. That's when I subtract will give me 6. That's 7 and 1. The bigger factor should take the sign of the middle term now. So we'll have negative here and plus there. So x is equal to 7, or x is equal to negative 1. Are you together? Please guys, whenever you have surds, go and verify your answer always the time. Just go and substitute this answer on the original equation. If whenever you substitute 7 on the original equation, you find that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side, therefore you can conclude that x is equal to 7. Are you together? And whenever you substitute negative 1 on the equation, and then you find that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side, therefore you can conclude that x is also equal to negative 1. But I know that this one will not be applicable. Why? Because the left hand side will not be equal to the right hand side. So the answer is just 7 only. X is equal to 7 only. Okay, now we are supposed to check a simultaneous equation, 1.2. Okay, we are given two equations, right? We are told that we have x plus 3y is equal to 2. This is my equation 1, right? Then my equation 2 simply says x squared minus 3xy is equal to 4. This is equation 2. In fact, let me write this where I have too much space. X plus 3y is equal to 2, equation 1. Then x squared minus 3xy is equal to 4. This is my second equation. X plus 3y is 2, x squared minus 3xy is 4. Yes. Okay, and then here guys, yes, I'm supposed to solve for x and y simultaneously, but I can only solve for one unknown at a time. Are you together? So I must just create I must just isolate one unknown and then make it, the subject of the formula. So basically I'm supposed to say from the first equation I can simply say x is equal to 2 minus 3y. By doing that, I'm forming equation 3. Are you together? So now I just need to say I must substitute equation 3 in equation 2, which simply means whenever I come across x, I substitute 2 minus 3y. Are you together? So I do have x squared over there, and I do have 3xy, 3y, this is equal to 4, right? Whenever I come across x, I need to substitute 2 minus 3y. Whenever I come across x, I substitute 2 minus 3y. Are you together? Then now I'm supposed to just remove the brackets and then solve for y. This will give me 4 minus 2, it's negative 12y plus 9y squared, right? And then negative 3y multiplied by 2, I'll simply get negative 6y, and then negative 3y multiplied by negative 3y, it's a positive 9y squared. This is equal to 4, right? And then on the left hand side I simply have 18y squared minus negative 12 and negative 6 minus 18y plus 4 is equal to 4. This will give me 18y squared minus 18y is equal to 0, because when I bring the 4 to the other side, the 4's will just subtract one another. I can divide both every term here by 18, and then I'll have y squared minus y is equal to 0. So now I just have to factorize. I have a common factor there, which is y, and then y is equal to 0, or y is equal to 1. So I have solved for y now. Then all I need to do is to find x. How can I do so? I'll simply say when y is equal to 0, therefore x is equal to, remember we said that x is equal to 2 minus 3y, right? 2 minus 3 times 0, and this will give us to 2. Right, together. So when y is 0, x is 2. And then now let's go and say when y is equal to 1, therefore the value of x will simply say x is 2 minus 3 multiplied by 1, which will, and then we'll get negative 1. So which simply means here, guys, the coordinates x is 2 when y is 0, and x is negative 1 when y is 1. So the solutions here, we have 2 and 0 and negative 1 and 1. Okay, and then now we are supposed to, okay, in the meantime, guys, as I'm erasing here, just make sure that you hit the subscribe button, you like the video, and share, guys, to your peers. Your engagement will help us grow the channel, and we will reach a lot of students, guys, or rather let me say a lot of learners before they write their final examination. Let's help them with a thing or two before they even change to MathLead. Okay, given that equation, determine the values of p for which the roots of the equation will be non-real. The values of p for which the roots of this equation will be non-real, right? For non-real roots, I know that my delta should just be less than 0. Are we together? Or okay, I'll do this thing in two different ways. Let me start with the long one. It's x minus 3 all squared is equal to p squared minus 4. Let me go and write there. X minus 3 all squared is equal to p squared minus 4. Okay, remember that, guys, whenever the roots are non-real, just know that delta is less than 0. Are we together? We're supposed to find delta, make it less than 0, and then solve for p. But we cannot find delta. We cannot find delta if we do not know the values of a, b, and c. Are we together? For us to find the values of a, b, and c, that means we must make sure that our equation is in standard form. Okay. The first thing we need to do is to remove the brackets. I'll have x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to p squared minus 4. Right, together. And then when I'm supposed to put everything to be in standard form, I'll have x squared minus 6x plus 13 minus p squared is equal to 0. 9 plus 4 will become 13, right? So now I know that the value of a is 1, b is negative 6, and then the value of c is 13 minus p squared, right? Since they said they want the values of p for which the roots of this equation are non-real, right? Simply means that delta is less than 0. and delta is equal to b squared minus 4ac. This b squared minus 4ac should be less than 0, right? B squared is just negative 6 minus 4a c is equal to 13 minus p squared, just less than 0. This will give me 36 minus 4 times 13, that's 52. That's minus 52. Then negative 4 times a negative p is plus 4p squared. Right, together. Then I'll simply have 4p squared minus 36 minus 52. This will give me negative 16 is less than 0. I can divide both sides, every term rather, by 4. I'll have p squared minus 4 is less than 0. Then open the square roots. Open the two brackets for me to factorize. Factorizing difference of two squares is quite simple, guys. Just find the square root of the first term is p, write p and p there. The square root of the second term will give us 2. Then the signs are just different, minus and plus. Then after that, you will obviously find the critical values, even though it's not important in here. P is equal to a 2 or p is equal to negative 2. Then you place your critical values on the number line. We have negative 2 and 2. The number in front of p, both of them are positive ones. So since the numbers in front of p have the same sign, we'll start with the plus here. Remember that the critical values are not included, right? Whenever we jump a critical value, you must always change this sign over here. So since we started with a plus, we'll have a minus and a plus again. We are looking for the values of p that will give us a negative answer. So p is just in between negative 2 and 2. So p is just in between negative 2 and 2. Now, guys, the other way you could have done this, we have x squared. You have x minus 3 squared equal to p squared minus 4. Okay. We have something that is squared, and that thing is equal to p squared minus 4. We know that for anything which is squared, guys, it has to be equal to, I mean, its solution has to be always greater or equal to 0 for it to be real. Are you together? For example, if you say x squared is equal to negative 1, there's no solution here because there's no value of x that you'll substitute here and get a negative answer. Are you together? So for this equation, for it not to have a solution, that means the right hand side, p squared minus 4, should be just less than 0. Are you together? Why am I saying that? Because if I have something which is squared and if that thing is equal to a negative term, that means there won't be real solutions. Are you together? So in this case, I was just supposed to do this and factorize p 2 minus and plus. The critical values are both p and 2. Write them on the number line, minus 2 and 2, plus minus plus, and then p is between negative 2 and 2. Are you together? But even if you do this, guys, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong in this situation. This one always works, and this one it will work in this equation only. Okay. Was this the last question? Oh, it was. Okay, guys, just stay tuned and make sure that, guys, you subscribe so that you can receive more videos, number one, and secondly, your subscription helps us as a channel to grow and we can be able to reach a lot of learners as much as possible. Just stay tuned, guys, and wait for more videos. Question 2 is on its way. Thank you.